She saw David standing beside a woman she had never seen before. Several elderly men surrounded them. Nobody spoke, nobody moved. The woman slowly turned toward Amara. Then David looked at her. His expression was cold. He said to her, "You were never supposed to find out." Amara suddenly woke up. David was asleep beside her. She looked at him for a moment, then reached for her phone. The message from the previous night was still there. Below the photograph was a small handwritten date, August 17th, 2012, and underneath it, Adebisi. Amara stared at the name. She had never heard it before. By morning, she had already searched the date. Nothing useful. Then she searched the name. An old business article appeared. Adebisi Foundation, 2012 Charity Gala. The article mentioned several prominent businessmen. One of them was David's father. Another was a man named Adebisi, but David's name wasn't mentioned. Amara leaned closer to the screen. Then she found an archived photograph from the event. The same elderly man, the same gathering, but David wasn't in it. It all seemed to lead to a dead end, or so it seemed, because the photograph on her phone clearly showed David standing among them. Amara saved the article. Then she noticed something else. The date on the article was August 18th. The photograph was dated August 17th, one day earlier. She searched the foundation's records. The event officially began on the 18th. So why had the photograph been taken on the 17th? And why was David there? A notification interrupted her thoughts. A message from David. He was asking what she wanted for breakfast. Amara smiled at the screen, but quickly lost the smile. She typed a reply and sent it. David knew nothing about the message, nothing about the photograph, nothing about the dream. Amara said nothing. She simply continued being his wife. But she began looking at him differently. Later that day, a message came in from an unknown number. "You thought you're the only rose in his garden." Amara froze. She stared at the screen, then deleted the conversation. Later that afternoon, Tony returned from his journey. He apologized for missing the anniversary. Amara barely mentioned it. While helping David organize some documents, Tony brought out an old company file that had been mixed in with David's things. The file contained records from 2012. Amara noticed the date. She opened it. Inside was a list of people connected to an old business meeting. David's name was there. But the meeting had taken place 2 days after the photograph. No mention of the woman. No mention of Adebisi. Nothing that explained why David had been at the earlier gathering. Dead end. That evening, Mike came to pick David up for their game. He greeted Amara warmly. She smiled and waved. Mike joked with David about being late. The two men left together. Moments later, Amara's phone lit up. A message. She smiled and typed a response, then put the phone away. That evening, Amara returned to the photograph. She enlarged the image again. This time, she wasn't looking at David. She was looking at the elderly man seated directly behind him. His face was familiar. She searched his name. A newspaper archive appeared. The man had died in 2014. Amara opened the article. There was one photograph. She froze. The same woman from David's photograph was standing beside the man's family. But the article identified her only as a close family associate. No name. Amara searched further. Nothing. She tried the woman's face against several old photographs. Nothing. Another dead end. Except for one detail. The article mentioned that the man's private records had been transferred to his eldest son after his death. Amara wrote down the son's name, then stopped, because she suddenly realized something. The man's son was one of the elderly men in David's photograph. That night, David came home. Amara was already in front of the camera, smiling. She talked about marriage, about gratitude, about 5 beautiful years together. David joined her. They seemed so happy together. But when the camera stopped recording, Amara stepped away from him. David noticed. "Hope you're okay," he asked. "Yes, I'm fine," she replied, avoiding his eyes. He walked over to her and kissed her. She pulled away calmly. Something had changed. She simply wasn't ready to tell him what it was. Later, David fell asleep. Amara remained awake. She opened the photograph again. She noticed something behind them. A small detail she hadn't seen before. Her expression changed. She took a deep breath. Her heart was heavy. Then, a knock on the door. Once, Amara looked toward the bedroom door. David remained asleep. She didn't move. The knock came a second time, twice. Amara slowly got out of bed. She looked at David one last time, then quietly walked toward the door.